technology, diversity, wine, the redwoods, and everything in between. Welcome to the Northern California Bay Area, and one show takes you inside the real estate that makes it all happen. This is By the Bay.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to By the Bay. I'm your host, Dan Ancheta. Appreciate you being here, watching on YouTube and Spotify, anywhere else you might be listening or watching to the Bay Area Real Estate Podcast, By the Bay. Thanks for being here and thanks for being part of the audience. I would love to engage more with the audience. And please do like and follow us on Instagram, By the Bay Podcast. And I have a repeat. This is, I think, number 3 with you, Rob.
Yeah, number 3 or 4.
So Rob Tomasello is here. He's one of my best referral partners. He and I team up in a bunch of different ways and work together, I don't know, at least once a month.
For sure.
Try to.
Yeah.
And he's with Engel and Volkers in Sonoma. And I think we've talked since you made the move to Engel and Volkers. I think that's when we talked last, was right after you made the move.
Yeah, I think our last podcast was right after I made the move. And
how long has that been now? Was that earlier this year?
Yeah, well, it's been a year and 3 months now.
Oh, dude, really?
Yeah,
wow.
It's gone by fast.
Crazy. All right, so you're in the Sonoma, California, Engel and Volkers office.
Yep.
And you're primarily serving Sonoma County.
Yeah, well, the cool thing is, obviously, serve all of Sonoma County, Napa County if business takes me there, the Bay Area if business takes me there. But most business has been done in Sonoma County. But since joining Engel and Volkers, the cool thing is a lot of more businesses happen in Sonoma.
Yeah, you've done a ton in Sonoma, which is really cool.
Which is where I live and, where I have my family, and I've got more involved in the community and whatnot.
Yeah, that's a hard market too. It's a lot of generational type business.
For sure.
It's like people who know families know each other for years and years and years and done business together.
Yeah.
It's a hard market to like break into if you're not like from there and didn't go to Sonoma High School and
for sure.
all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, people have been doing business there for 20, 30, 40 years. Yeah. You see a lot of the same names getting the listings and whatnot, but my time's coming.
Yeah, you're doing great, and you're building a really strong reputation and taking care of your clients first and foremost.
For sure. Yeah, that's most important. And yeah, we were able together to help a lot of families this year, and hopefully can help a few more before the end of the year. I'd like to get at least two or three more in there. And
some folks circling and shopping. And,
for sure.
The thing that you do really well, Rob, is you help build confidence. I think that like a lot of times first-time home buyers are unsure about their path forward. And I really think, in reflecting on like how you approach things, you're like, hey, price is whatever, right? But like, I want to make sure that you feel like you're making a good choice, right? So whether you're offering under the asking price or over the asking price, like I want you to be confident that that is the right number for you. And like, let's make sure that fits with your goals, right? So kind of tell me about like how you really approach like a first-time home buyer who might be a little nervous and maybe not be like super confident or like, hey, we don't really know. Should we offer this? Should we offer that? We're uncertain.
Yeah. Great question. And, as much as these $2 million price points, $1 million price points, deals are great. They're awesome. The price is good. The payday is good. It's super rewarding working with these first-time home buyers for a few reasons. You're helping them, and a lot of times the most important decision in their life so far, right? Maybe besides getting married or whatnot.
Who they choose as their partner, and then
for sure.
Live.
So it's a huge decision. There's a lot of anxiety that goes into it, right? So pretty much when I first meet someone, it's like, hey, this is going to be a lot for you. There's going to be a lot of anxiety that goes on, completely normal, but I'm going to be here every step of the way, right? If you have any questions, I'm here. As you know, I'm super responsive, a little too responsive sometimes. But they
I
always
wouldn't say too responsive. Sometimes you're like, hey, here's the document that you're looking for. Are we done yet? And I'm like, dude, I need my email first. I need to send that to the underwriter. They need to review it. But I understand and appreciate that you're always like moving the ball forward.
For sure.
Like you're not the type of agent who's like, I don't know, we'll figure it out later.
Yeah.
It's like, no, let's go. Like,
for sure.
Give me the ball. I'm running.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that.
You're great at that too. And it's funny, sometimes I'll even like text the clients, hey, so sorry to be annoying, but did you get this? And they're like, no, you're all good. We really appreciate being so on top of it. And I think that builds confidence too, right? Yeah. Like, so they know going through the whole process, whether it's looking at homes, right? And I also let them know, hey, once we get this offer accepted for you, we're going to go into the escrow process, and I'm also going to be there every step of the way.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't. Most of these first-time home buyers don't even know what contingencies are.
Right.
So you explain all that stuff. You build confidence. They feel confident with who they're working with. You build that type of relationship. And also what really helped me was I've now bought 2 properties myself.
Congratulations, by the way. You bought a house earlier this year.
Yeah, I bought a house earlier this year, which you helped with, and you're wonderful. So thank you for that. But so you really get to see, and I got to sell a house this year too. So you get to see both sides of it, and really get to relate with anxiety and what goes into it, and everything like that. So I think that's also important.
Yeah, the personal experience, I think, having like lived it and done it is really good.
Yeah.
It's funny because I've actually never sold a house. We bought, multiple houses, but never sold a house.
Yeah.
So I can't speak to that experience, but I've done like every other type of loan there is. I've done FHA loans, I've done conventional loans, I've done HELOCs, I've done jumbo loans, I've done interest-only loans, I've done adjustable rate mortgage loans. We've done all sorts of stuff over the years. So it is interesting to be able to like have lived it yourself and then be able to like transfer that knowledge and your experience to your clients. I think that's really helpful. But yeah, I think that, a proactive agent is super important, and who's like, I think in general, people want to be led.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like they're hiring you, right?
Yeah.
They're paying you in some cases tens of thousands of dollars. Right. To like do the job. And the job really is about leadership. And it's like taking them by the hand and like guiding them through the process and then helping them make critical decisions, not telling them what to do exactly, but helping them make an educated decision so they meet their goals. And, at the end of the day, it's their house, it's their money. Yeah. But like we're there as the guides to be like, hey, this is what you should be looking out for. As you round this bend on this journey. Yeah. Like this is how I recommend that you cross this, river. Yeah. And just don't let them figure it out by themselves.
That's it. Yeah. That's it. And I think on top of that, especially when it comes to first-time home buyers, big decision. There's a lot of sharks out there that are pushy. These first-time home buyers, they don't want to be pushed, right? Yeah. Some of them, they want to go through the process. They want to look at a few different areas, locations. They're not on timelines. So it's like right from the start, hey guys, listen, I'll show you as many homes as it takes. I'm not going to ever put you under any pressure. But when the time does come and you find that perfect home, we're going to do everything we can to get that offer accepted. Yeah. And then once that happens, we're going to have a smooth escrow. You're going to feel great when it closes and happily ever after. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And sometimes it takes, looking at multiple houses, or even like getting into contract on something or making offers to really like go through that process. Yeah. But I think in the examples I can think of folks that we've helped this year, they've all wound up in the right place. Even if it wasn't the first one that they maybe like thought this is the one. Yeah. I'm thinking of like the transaction up in Guerneville. Yeah. That we did recently. And it's like really nice guy and his partner like looking at a house. And like, we love this house. It's great. Yeah. And they offered on it and they kind of volleyed back and forth with the seller. Didn't wind up getting into escrow and they were bummed. And we're like, oh man, maybe they're going to walk away. Maybe they need a break from this. And then they found the right spot. Yeah. And it was like, this is the one.
Yeah, real estate's crazy, right? Yeah. Because like you said, it's like whether you're an agent in the business or a buyer or a seller, there's a lot of emotions. Stuff might not be going your way one week or one day, but the very next day, boom, it could change, right? The Guerneville, exactly. That's a great example. Or Forestville, right? Forestville. Yeah, Forestville.
It's all kind of the same.
All kind of the same area.
I know people right now are like, it's not the same thing.
No, it's the same. It's the same.
It's also like San Rafael and Mill Valley are kind of the same thing to me too. Yeah, really.
But even one of our most recent closings, the Petaluma deal, right? Yeah, great family. They missed out on that one home. We're devastated, man. Like I'm talking, we're devastated. Multiple offer situation. I mean, that place ended up going, I think, like $400,000 over asking. Right? They thought it was the one. They were devastated. Like I said, they were going to talk about maybe renting, and it was like, no, stay positive. We're going to make this happen. Boom, 5 days later.
Like the perfect house.
The perfect home, a 3-bedroom instead of
honestly,
a 2-bedroom.
The one they wound up with is a better house for them.
It's a better house for them,
and
for
like
sure.
The buyers that bought the first one, they're thrilled. We happen to know who those people are, right?
Which is great.
They're thrilled. They love it. It's their perfect house.
Yep.
And I think that in the long run, the clients who bought our clients wound up in the right spot at the right time. And that deal really was like meant to be.
Yeah.
And if like,
sure.
I think part of it is, and this speaks to like real estate agents who are struggling because the market's hard, and lenders who are struggling, and buyers who are also struggling. Just like the economics in the market's hard. Just stay in the game.
Yep.
Right. Like from like a lender perspective, there used to be like 300,000 licensed mortgage lenders.
Yep.
Now there's like 75,000,
right.
and that number is expected to go down again at this renewal time.
Same with realtors.
Fewer and fewer.
Yep.
Stay in the game.
Yep.
Like if you're a buyer and you've been losing out, just stay in the game.
Yeah.
Like your time will come.
If you don't quit, you can't fail.
Right. I mean, that's exactly it. Like just keep playing.
Yep.
And learn. And like maybe try a different strategy next time.
Yeah.
And if you're struggling as a realtor, like learn and then maybe try a different strategy. Why did you lose that deal? Why did that client walk away from you and choose another, service provider?
Right.
And like be introspective about like, how am I approaching the market?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because we're all playing in this with the same rates. We're all playing with the same market conditions and inventory, but some people are finding wild success and others aren't. Why? Well, it's a lot to do with mindset. A lot of people just have to like, keep playing, stay positive, good things happen.
I mean, through everything that's happened with the lawsuits, however long ago, August 17, just everything that's changed in the industry, being a realtor, mortgage broker, lender, everything you see on the news. I mean, it's scared a lot of people away, home buyers, sellers, to where the ones that have been successful, they've just kept their head down and kept to work. They haven't really got caught up in all the noise and whatnot.
Yeah.
So.
And I think, justifiably, it's scary times for many people. There's a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of, fear out there. And there's just like the news cycle is just scary.
Yeah.
Like you don't see a lot of positive news out there.
Yeah.
Like we're not a country that's coming together to solve problems. We're a country that's being divided.
Right. Exactly.
Right? So like that's the baseline from where we're starting on an emotional level.
Yeah.
Just that's what we're being fed in your TikTok algorithm, on your Instagram feed, and your news.
Yep.
It's everywhere. It's all negative.
Yep.
Right. So
fear, negativity.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's where we're starting. That's like our baseline. And it's like, okay, so you're trying to make a positive decision when all of the background is all this negative noise. Yeah. It's like, okay, so you don't want to be ignorant to the news. You don't want to be ignoring, important things that are happening in the world. But at the same time, it's like, well, what can I do today and in this moment that's going to impact, this big item that's outside of my control?
Right.
Like, well, nothing. I'm going to vote when it's time to vote. I'm going to take action. I'm going to protest. I'm going to do however I want to express myself is whatever.
Yeah.
But you still have to continue to live life, and you still have to continue to make positive choices for you and make the best decisions that you can with the information that you have, and keep moving forward.
Yeah.
Like keep playing the game. You can't just quit and go, well, this isn't going my way.
Yeah.
I don't like what's happening in the world.
Yeah.
I quit. I'm leaving. I'm not doing this anymore.
Adversity.
Right. You just like, it sucks for a lot of people right now. Let's not sugarcoat it.
Yeah.
But like, you still have to go play. Show up for your best version.
You're exactly right. And when it's all said and done with everything going on, you can be a victim to it, right? You can get caught up in it, or you can really say, hey, there are people out there having success.
Yep.
So why not me?
Yeah.
And push forward.
Yeah, totally.
But I think I saw something, and I don't know the exact percentage, but homes gone under contract falling out this last year was like
it's crazy.
An all-time high. And it goes back to what you said. There's just a lot of uncertainty going on out there.
So I've had this. I went to a conference. I think I talked to you while I was there. I was in Dallas last week before, 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago,
Time flies. And I was sitting there in a room full of mortgage originators. There's like, a couple thousand people there. And I was thinking, like, why are people finding that disproportionate amount of success? Yeah. And it really boiled down to what you just said, and you can encapsulate it well. The people who are finding success are the ones who are building confidence.
Yeah.
And making sure that their clients feel good about the decision that they're making.
Yep.
And I think that's the only differentiator.
For sure.
Right now.
For sure.
Right, because we're not competing on price. I don't really hear that many agents who are like trying to do the discount, I'll do it for 1%. That was a thing that was happening for a long time.
Yeah, not in this area at least.
Well, and I think that's an economic thing. When there's a ton of transactions happening and you can just be the discount broker who's going to do it for cheaper and just do more, then that's great. But when there's not a lot of transactions happening, you can't really do it at a discount and still be successful.
It's not going to work the same.
Right, you can't be low margin, low volume.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Like that's why Kmart went out of business.
Right.
Right, you have to be low margin, high volume, like Walmart.
Yeah.
Right. That's a perfectly fine business model.
Yeah.
But I don't see a lot of that.
Yeah.
So, you know, I really truly think that the only differentiator right now for people who are finding success in real estate is building confidence.
Yep.
And that's it.
Yep.
And I don't think there's anything else that you can do. So like if you're a person who's in real estate and you're thinking like, well, what do I need to do? Like practice, like script it. I don't use scripts necessarily, but I do have like things that I want to make sure that I include in my conversations.
Yeah.
Right.
For sure.
And I think it's really, really important to like rehearse that conversation to make sure that you're hitting on the points that's going to build confidence with your client, and also discovering like what their real needs are.
Yeah.
And don't put them in situations, like you said earlier, don't put them in situations where they're going to fail.
Yeah.
Like that's not good practice. Like don't push them to buy the $2 million house when they're not comfortable with that payment.
No.
And they're really more comfortable at 1.5.
Yeah.
Or
and they're not going to, and they're still going to
it
feel iffy about it after the deal closes.
Right. They're going to you could probably close them. You can probably push them to do it, but they're not going to feel good about it.
Right.
And they're not going to be return clients for you.
Right.
And they're not going to refer their friends and family to you.
Yep.
And if you're simply transactional and all you care about is just maximizing that dollar, then fine.
Yeah.
Then push them and close them.
Yeah.
But you're going to go out of business eventually.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So, anyway.
And that's what it's about. I mean, you build those relationships, and I think it's, you know, however someone wants to build their confidence, whether it's like the bullet points or scripts or practicing roll call. But more importantly, like you kind of said earlier, you just have to get out there, and if you fail or not, you're going to fail, especially as a new agent, but you just learn from it.
Yeah.
You come back better. That's how you build confidence, right? Getting
100%.
out there.
For me, I have a lot of information to give.
Yeah.
And I have like a roadmap. Like it's literally like a roadmap.
Yeah.
It's like making sure that I'm talking about like what are the major things that a home buyer needs to know.
Yeah.
And I think I do a pretty good job at it, but sometimes I forget. I go off on a tangent.
Yeah.
And then we run out of time.
Yeah.
And I forget like a really critical
For sure.
point. And it's like, well, okay, so I need the document. And I like put it in front of it or share it on Zoom or however we're doing the call.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, let's talk through each of these steps.
Yep.
And we might go off on some side roads here.
Yeah.
That's okay. Because I want to customize the conversation to what their curiosities are. But it's like but before we get off this call, we're talking about all 10 of these items.
Yep.
And then then you're ready.
Yep.
Then you know.
And you have a process, right? That's part of your process.
We have a sequence.
A sequence. There you go. Even better. You have a sequence. So yeah, I mean, I have a sequence too, and now it's just kind of become like the back of my hand, right? Don't even think about it. But you know, you got to have some sort of sequence or process. And when you do meet with these leads, right? Because until you sign them, they're just a lead. They're not your client yet, right? So you got to have some sort of process, especially now with the new documents and needing agreements on how you're going to get them to sign whatever document it is, and then where you're going to go from there. No one's going to sign, some will, but most people aren't going to sign an exclusive agreement with you if they don't feel like you have confidence. Right. And they can be confident in yourself.
Right. And like you've explained everything thoroughly. They understand what it means.
Right.
They have a chance to read it. You're not like pressuring them to do it.
Right.
It's like, dude, I don't want to pressure people into doing business with me.
No.
I want them to want to do business with me.
You want it to be enjoyable. You want to be excited about it. And, you know, it's like an agent could go on a listing appointment and talk about themselves the whole time, what their brokerage can do and blah, blah, blah. I can do this. I'm the best, blah, blah, blah. But in the end, it's really showing up and asking the client, the seller, what do you need out of a realtor?
Why am
What's
I here?
more important to you? What's,
you called me to come do this.
Why do you want to sell this place?
Tell me why we're selling this house.
Exactly.
Right.
And I think doing that, you're going to get a lot more out of it than just talking about yourself the whole time.
I think that most people aren't that curious.
Yeah.
That they go there and they feel like they have to prove themselves.
Yeah.
And so they start spewing out just like, I've sold this many houses and I do this. And I did this and I'm this and I have this award and I have this plaque. And
For sure.
You know, platinum,
and
gold,
any educated seller is going to go before you even show up and look at your reviews and your past sales. So they already know all that stuff.
They already know that
stuff.
They
don't want to,
This is about them.
Yeah.
And I think that's important with buyers as well. Like, I have stuff I want to cover because I think it's important that they have the baseline information, but really the conversation is about them.
Yeah.
And before I even get into the roadmap, I'm always like, tell me why you want to buy a house.
Yeah.
Why is that important to you?
For sure.
There's no wrong answer. I'm just curious to understand like the psychology of like, Why now? Why is this the time? What's happening in your life where this is driving you to either you need to move up or you need different space or you're buying your first home or whatever the situation is. Because that context is really important.
Yeah.
It tells you a lot about what's going on in their life and how you can really assist them, beyond just like doing the loan or like showing them the house. There's a lot of like care and maintenance that we're doing for our clients to be like, how are you feeling about this?
Yeah.
Now that you're in escrow and you've walked through the house and you've seen it again, like, does this still feel like the right place for you?
For sure.
And if like the answer is no, then we need to do more discovery and like find a way to make you comfortable and like overcome the things that are kind of blocking you, or like you need to bail. For sure. There's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong.
I know it's annoying for sellers. No one likes to cancel transactions. I don't like to cancel transactions, but like, dude, I don't want any buyers to buy a house that they don't love.
No. And it's part of the process. Right. And, you want them to be super happy at the end. And it happens, right? Because before actually getting out there and looking at homes, they don't necessarily understand what they can afford. They think they're going to go, there's nothing wrong with this, completely normal, but they think they're going to go buy a dream home for a certain budget and it's just not realistic. Yep. And that's okay, very normal. So it takes them going through the process and then really kind of coming to terms and being okay with it on, hey, listen, I'm not going to get everything I want in the home. I'm not going to get the exact location I want. I'm not going to get all the different amenities. What are you guys okay maybe giving up a little bit on?
Right. Like that house exists if you have an unlimited budget.
Of course.
I can find you the perfect house.
Right. Right.
Like pick the house, and if you have unlimited budget, I'll knock on their door and be like, hey, your house is worth $2 million.
Yeah.
They'll pay you $10 million if you walk out of it right now.
Yeah.
Like
of course.
I could find that. I'm happy to do that for you. But that's not realistic.
Yeah.
Like, no one's doing that.
Yeah.
So, for all the buyers that we are working with, maybe a few exceptions because you have some pretty high net worth people who can just like write a big old check, but
for sure,
in general, they have some constraints, and they're going to have to compromise on something, and that's okay. That's just really like picking and choosing what you're giving up, and what you're getting in return, and making sure that is the best like decision for you, and your family.
And going back to the ultimate goal, right? They don't want to keep paying rent. They want to get into a home. This is going to be a first time home for them. This is going to be a great first time home. You're going to build some equity here. You'll be here for however long the plan is. Yeah. Then you can go buy the dream home that has everything you want.
What's interesting is when I like get into that deep conversation with people, like for some people it's really academic. It's like, hey, we live in a house that's too small for our family now.
Yeah.
We need a bigger place. Totally, like that's pretty cut and dry. For most people, when I ask that question, I kind of like probe at a little bit. It's something like deeply emotional. It's something like, I feel unsafe not owning my own place. I'm like, okay. Like, tell me more about that. That's the problem I want to solve for you.
For sure.
Not getting your loan approved. That's easy stuff. Like that's easy. I want to know why. And then help help you like meet that objective and goal.
For sure.
And like, it's like safety and security, place of home. Like I never had anything before and this is my own thing. And I want to be able to, I feel like I'll be successful if I own a home. No one's owned a home in my family before. And this is like me stepping up and like raising the bar for my family. I'm like, dude, that's super deeply vulnerable and emotional.
For sure.
And like now I want to do everything in my power to help you.
Totally. Right.
Like now I don't care about making money. Like now now we're going to do this.
For sure.
And like I'm not going to stop until it happens.
And those are the ones I love that you brought that up, right? Because it's like it's so true, and it's because and a lot of those might be some of the smaller price points, right? Which is fine because that's like you said, this is someone that's buying a home, maybe the first one in their family that's ever bought a home. So whether it's a $2 million home or maybe this person's buying a $500,000 home, you're going to give them the same exact service, if not more. And most of the time, I know someone like you as well as myself, you're going to care more too, because in the end, I mean, it means everything to that person. And I
think I care about all the clients, but I think that there's a different connection that you get with some people
for sure
when you kind of really truly know their story. And you're like, all right, man,
those
like,
are good ones.
I feel you, and like we're we're good. We're gonna make this happen
for sure.
So those are really fun clients to work with, I think. But I don't think that a lot of people ask those questions. Honestly,
I don't think so. No,
like tell me, like they're just so focused on how many bedrooms and what's your budget and how much cash do you have and how much money do you make. And they skip the whole like, hey, no one forced you to have this conversation with me.
Right.
You know, so tell me what I can do to help you.
Yep.
You know, help me understand why now is the time.
Yeah.
And I would bet that if we all like focused on that and like led with that empathy first, we would make so much more money and have such more satisfied clients.
Yep.
And have less push and pull that like naturally happens in most transactions. Like every transaction has a few hairy moments in it, I think.
Yeah.
Very few don't. But if you kind of go like, hey, I'm asking these questions and I'm trying to help you meet that goal. This is important because
I want to know why it's so important to you.
Right.
Yeah.
And because this is the means to get you to your end goal.
Yep.
I know this can be uncomfortable talking about dirty financial stuff and, you know, we see all sorts of crazy stuff from people.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and it's like, okay, there's no judgment. I just need this so I can help you meet your goal.
Yeah.
And if you just keep that in mind.
Yeah. Well, because it takes some work on the client too, right? It's a stressful process, and it's like they need to get you documents, get the EMD in, do all these things during escrow. And some people, you know, whether they love the home or not, and they're super excited, they do just kind of get worn out at times. You have to remind them, hey, listen, we had this awesome, deep conversation. This is what you told me. Let's just keep pushing forward. It's going to be worth it in the end.
Yeah, unless like your feeling has changed about this house,
of course,
and it's not meeting your needs. Then like, dude, I'll send
the
cancellation right now. Yeah, and there's no pressure. You know,
then that's a different story.
Find the right house. Yeah,
right.
But if it's natural to be scared during the process and nervous and unsure
and anxious.
Totally.
And, you know what I mean?
I get anxious during most transactions.
For sure.
I just want to get this to the finish line. But you know, you just got to keep doing the right things.
Yeah.
Communicate and, you know, do the thing. So hey, that was a really nice kind of like philosophical conversation about how we take care of clients and stuff. So appreciate you and glad that we're on the same page about that. That's important that, you know, our partnerships are on the same page. What's going on in the market? We're sitting here at the end of October. So like, let's get into some like practical market stuff.
Yeah. I mean, still buyers out there, still sellers out there. Obviously, this time of year is always a bit slower. Homes are sitting longer, but also, again, stuff that's priced right and accordingly, it's still selling with multiple offers.
Yeah.
So that's
what I'm seeing too. I see some stuff sitting.
Yeah.
I see some 60-day, 90-day market stuff.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of that just might be like maybe not marketed right.
Yeah.
You know, I think for like most houses, there's probably a buyer within 45 days if you're like kind of positioning it and pricing it correctly. But I'm still seeing multiple offers. Yeah. You know, like 7 offers.
Yeah.
All cash.
Then the sellers usually get their price anyways. So, you know.
Totally.
I've also seen a lot of homes that were previously listed late spring, summertime. They've now come off. They're planning to go back on in the spring, right? So test the market then, see what happens.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see what happens here coming up. There's all this kind of fiscal policy stuff. Obviously, as of this moment in this recording, the government is still shut down.
Yep.
And kind of going back to the uncertainty thing, you know, like SNAP benefits are talking about no more funding from the USDA for that, which is like impacting millions and millions of Americans that have food insecurity. So I think there's a lot of like kind of heaviness on the market and there's a lot of uncertainty.
Yeah.
What that means, I think, in terms of like interest rates is that we're going to see rates go down. Uncertainty tends to
bring
lower rates.
Yeah.
Because we need to spur on some economic activity. But there's a lot of stuff kind of festering in a way with the job market and some unemployment data, some inflation data, but Jerome Powell correlates to some of the tariffs that are still being imposed. So with that uncertainty, I see inventory. More sellers are coming to the market, and fewer buyers, which is super interesting because rates have actually come down. We're like kind of at like lows for the year.
What are we at right now?
Like
you say?
low 6s.
Yeah. So
right. I mean, even some in the 5s. They have one
bad.
with some buy down that's like in the 4s.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yeah. I mean, you get that rate, you go make an offer on a home, get a credit back towards closing costs. I mean, you're looking good.
Looking good. But interestingly, typically when rates go down and there's more inventory, the buyers come like flooding back to the market.
I know, for sure.
And because of all of the uncertainty, I think they're just more hesitant.
Yeah, even though the rates have come down.
Yeah. Rates have come down, but they're still like, I don't know, just might not be the right time. And I think there's something to that. And, obviously we should look at the data, and everyone's personal finances are different, and everyone's comfort zone is going to be different. We're having a great month this month, October, closing the most loans that we've closed in volume and transactions in a couple of years.
Nice.
So that's real positive. And none of that's refinance. It's all purchase. So there are still buyers out there.
Yeah.
But they have to be, kind of shown the data.
Yeah.
And looking at the charts and making sure they understand rates. And I was never a date the rate, marry the house guy.
Okay.
I check the tapes and make sure I never said that on the podcast, seriously. But I've always thought that it was like, there's no guarantee that the rates are ever going to go down, but it does look like they're going down. And it does look like a lot of the folks who have that, interest rate starting with the 6 or 7, going to be able to do something and refinance.
Okay.
Save some money, which will spur on the economy. Also a side effect of that. But I think that because of the uncertainty, we're going to have more hesitant buyers, and those transactions canceling will continue at like the record clip that it's going now. But like we've been saying, the advisors who are able to build the confidence, really truly understand what's making people scared, and give them reassurance without bullshitting them, like giving them real data that they can hold on to. Yeah. And really understanding how a change in the market value of the house, how that's going to impact their finances and their long and short-term goals, those are the ones who are going to win.
Right. Yep. Yeah. And they're out there.
Yeah, totally.
So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens going into the new year too. So yeah,
dude, there's a lot to digest for sure.
Stay up to date with Bay Area Real Estate. Hit subscribe now if you haven't already. Did you enjoy this episode? We love reviews in the Apple Podcasts app. We'll read yours on the show.